The drama surrounding Luka Dončić's shocking exit from Dallas didn't just shake the NBA. It detonated it. What started as whispers in front offices and quiet frustrations behind closed doors exploded into a league-wide earthquake the moment the trade alert hit timelines across the world. 1 second, Luka was the heart of Dallas, smiling through double teams, dragging defenders like they were weights on his shoulders, turning impossible stepbacks into routine highlights. And the next he was shipped off to Los Angeles in a blockbuster so wild, so unbelievable, that even the biggest stars in sports had to check twice to make sure it wasn't a parody account. But this story didn't begin with the trade. It began long before the bombshell dropped, long before Shams hit send, long before the league collapsed into chaos. It began with a fracture, small at first, almost invisible, but one that widened every time Luka squared up to carry a roster that never quite caught up to him. Dallas wanted structure. Luka wanted freedom. The front office wanted balance. Luka wanted control. And the NBA, always hungry for its next seismic shift, felt the tremors building. Behind the scenes, things were already unraveling. Quiet tensions between Luka and Jason Kidd's rotations. Rumblings about whether Luka's influence on roster decisions had gone too far. That uneasy pairing with Kyrie that looked beautiful on highlights but messy in actual execution. And the Mavericks, stuck in a loop of good but not great seasons, started to feel the walls closing in. That's when the Lakers picked up the phone. Because if there's one thing LA never does, it's wait for destiny. They seize it. Anthony Davis wasn't the future of the franchise anymore. Not with his injuries, not with the inconsistency, not with fans watching every missed game like it was another crack in the foundation. The Lakers needed their next cornerstone, their next generational talent, their next global superstar. And Luka Dončić, the European phenom who made magic look casual, became the target months before anyone outside a boardroom even suspected it. So when the trade hit, Luka for Anthony Davis and 2 picks, the world lost its mind. The Mavericks were attacked from every angle. Fans called it the dumbest move since Prime Dirk was wasting years on bad rosters. Analysts tore Dallas apart for giving away their identity. Meanwhile, Los Angeles was celebrating like they'd won another championship before the season even started. But underneath all the noise, something darker was brewing. Because Luka didn't just get traded. He got pushed out. Gently. Strategically. Quietly. And the moment Nico Harrison stepped onto that press conference stage, Dallas' entire strategy unraveled in a single breath. He said he didn't know Luka meant that much to the fan base. A GM of a multi-billion-dollar franchise somehow didn't grasp the emotional gravity of trading away the face of their franchise. That single sentence ripped whatever trust remained between fans and the front office. Suddenly Dallas wasn't just dealing with basketball fallout. It was dealing with public outrage, cultural backlash, and Luka's own father stepping forward and calling out the organization for hiding the truth. It wasn't just a trade anymore. It was betrayal. And in the center of that storm was an awkward GM fumbling through corporate jargon while the rest of the NBA watched the Mavericks implode in real time. Then came the reactions. And this is where things shifted from shocking to surreal. LeBron James, the man who essentially built modern player empowerment, admitted he thought the trade was fake when he first heard it. Then he openly celebrated the idea of playing with Luka, calling it a dream come true. Half the internet cheered. The other half accused him of plotting behind the scenes. But his excitement didn't hide the tension that started brewing the moment Michael Jordan stepped into the conversation. Because out of nowhere, MJ dropped his own bomb. He warned Luka not to get sucked into the wrong circles. Not to let the celebrity lifestyle, what he called Diddy's world, pull him under. And it was impossible to ignore who that warning was aimed at. The teammate Jordan mentioned wasn't some bench guy. Fans immediately connected those dots to LeBron, a man whose Hollywood empire runs deep. Suddenly, Luka's arrival wasn't just about basketball. It was about influence, about culture, about power. And for the first time, people started wondering if MJ was protecting Luka from LA more than praising him. Meanwhile, Dallas legends reacted like the heart of the franchise had been ripped out. Dirk Nowitzki looked crushed. He didn't rant or lash out, he didn't have to. His silence was a funeral. Kyrie Irving spoke with a kind of calm that barely hid the heartbreak. He called Luka his brother. That loss weighed heavier than anything he said out loud. And when European stars like Giannis reacted, they shifted the entire narrative, redefining Luka's move not as betrayal, but as a new era of international dominance. They weren't surprised. They weren't angry. They were proud. Then celebrities poured in. John Legend. Flea. Even Patrick Mahomes. Each one reacted like the league had just rewritten its script. Luka wasn't becoming a Laker. He was becoming a global entertainment figure. His presence was crossing sports, music, media. This wasn't a trade. It was a cultural reset. Yet through all the noise, one thing became clear. Luka's legacy is no longer tied to Dallas. His story is now about power, influence, and global impact. And Los Angeles gives him a stage no other franchise can offer. But with that stage comes pressure unlike anything he's faced. Every move will be scrutinized. Every expression turned into a headline. Every misstep magnified. The ripple effect is already reshaping the league. Kevin Durant called the trade weird but accurate. Devin Booker said it proves nobody's untouchable. Even executives across the NBA started tightening up, realizing that the star they depend on could be gone overnight if the numbers align. Because Luka's trade wasn't just a deal. It was a message. The NBA is evolving. Legacy is no longer tied to loyalty. Power is no longer tied to geography. And superstar eras can now flip in a single notification. What comes next? A league where super teams form faster, where front offices move quietly in the shadows, and where player control reaches a level we've never seen before. So now the question shifts to you. Did the Mavericks destroy their future, or did the Lakers just create the greatest partnership of the next decade? Was this a smart move, or the biggest front office collapse since the days of prime Shaq and Kobe drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see who's siding with Luka, who's siding with Dallas, and who sees this as the beginning of a brand new NBA era. If you're loving these deep dive breakdowns and don't want to miss what comes next in this wild NBA roller coaster, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications because trust me, you do not want to miss the next chapter in this unbelievable story.